last non-conference game. What do you feel like you guys have learned about yourself through this first part of the season?
Yeah, I would just say we learned a lot with like having a mindset of growth. I feel like we had 2 losses that we dropped, but we always bounced back at practice. So I feel like the strength that we have found, like mentally, I feel like that helped us a lot.
How do you craft that? I mean, is it just a factor of being old, or are you guys intentionally trying to have that mindset?
Yeah, we are an old team, so experience definitely helps with that. But I'll also say being intentional with working on our mindset, like instead of focusing on winning the game on game day, we focus on like winning at practice. How is practice going? And for us, like practice matters a lot. Like if we're not winning in practice, it shows a lot on the floor. So, just reflecting and like a lot of mental things. I mean, we're reading a book together as a team, Chocolate Carry Water, and that's been helping a lot. So just doing a lot of like mental work, I feel like that has helped us a lot, especially with the young ones too.
Is that new this year, or is it something you guys have always done?
Yeah, we always have read a book, and that's Coach Green's idea, so shout out to her. But I think that's very helpful, like it makes you think more about the game. And also, what Coach Green teaches us, that's stuff we could apply in life, and I feel like that goes a long way.
How do you balance avoiding burnout? And you got practice and class and film and a book to read and all this stuff.
Yeah, I'll say for me, faith is a really important thing for me. I'm doing a lot of prayer, reading my Bible. Also, my teammates, like we're in this together, so they're my community, hanging out, being there for each other. We also have counselors that we can go to, but I'll just say just balancing everything. I'm a basketball player, but that's not like my whole identity. So just making sure I'm pouring myself into the right things at the right time.
Brinja talked about the identity that you guys kind of want to establish on the court this season. What's that kind of look like for you, and do you feel like that's maybe grown as the season's kind of come along and that's coming more focus?
Yeah, just the identity one, just being tough, just working hard, being a dog out there, not just offensively, but on defense too. Like defense is a huge part of our identity, so how hard are we working? Like how many stops are we getting? Like we really just focus on being excellent, executing at a high level.
Do you feel like defensively that's where it's had to be this season, maybe given that the offense hasn't come along like you maybe would expect as a team?
Yeah, for sure. Our defense definitely feels our offense. And Coach Green always says, like, our offense will come. Like, we have scorers, we can shoot the ball, we're good players. But we definitely need to make sure we're getting stops, so we can have good offense. And just, again, like I said, executing at a high level. But defense definitely plays a role in our success on offense.
You remember what it was like to be a first and second year player. So when you see Corey Allen continue to get better and have the putback she had the last game, what are your thoughts and how do you react to that?
Yeah, Corey has come a long way. Just seeing her from freshman year and still growing to now. Something I tell her is just like don't have the mindset of like a undergrad, if that makes sense. Like I told Barry, like don't think like a freshman. Like you're a player, so just play hard. But for Corey, it's just her mindset. Like Corey is very energetic and she gives a lot, brings a lot to this team. And most of us are leaving next year, and the team is going to need her to step up more. So she has grown a lot in that. I'm proud of her.
So we always talk about you being the X factor, right? But like, what does it take to do that?
Honestly, it's a mentality. I just want to be the best I can be, and not just for myself, but for my team. If my team needs me to bring energy, like that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm a very energetic and aggressive player, so I definitely think that brings a lot to the table. But it means a lot to me, and it just takes like being sharp mentally. Like you can't show up some days and not like. And something I've learned is be consistent in that. I feel like sophomore year and the last year too, like I'll show up some games and some practices, and sometimes my energy isn't present. So this year I'm just focused on like, is my teammates feeling my presence every single day at practices and in the game, and that just helps me, be consistent.
How do you fight? Like, there's just natural days maybe where you don't have that. So how do you fight those days? Because when you don't have that energy, it's kind of obvious to your teammates.
Yeah, prayer, praying and asking God for strength. And honestly, it just takes a lot of selflessness. Like, I may not have the energy, but sometimes you just gotta force it out of you and just start screaming and talking. And my teammates do a good job of like building me up. Like sometimes I'll be like, y'all, I don't got it today. Like I need you, and they'll hype me up and stuff. But usually, I can have the energy. I don't know where it comes from. I think God just gives me an extra boost. But yeah.
For scoring for you, I don't know the exact numbers, but it seems like sometimes if you get 8, you're getting 18. Is there anything to that of when a couple fall, you're able to kind of just really lock in?
Yeah, I would just say usually if I'm like struggling offensively, it's my mindset, overthinking and not letting the game come to me. And I feel like just bounce back is just playing free mentally and taking what comes to me, because I play really fast sometimes, and sometimes that don't really help on offense, you know. But yeah, just having a bounce back mentality, and my teammates and coaches constantly building my confidence, like, hey, we need you, so stay aggressive. But again, just that mindset of just staying poised on the floor and bringing what I need to bring.
Just on the offensive end too, just how teams have guarded you, over the last couple of seasons. Has that just sort of allowed you to kind of have a better understanding of what they're going to do, and then maybe try to counteract some of that for you specifically?
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm a driver. I'm going to attack the basket. That's just what I do. People play off on me, and coach tells me, like, use that as an advantage. You have more, like, esteem going ahead. But just taking what the defense gives me is, like, a huge thing. But also working on my shot. Like, I'm hitting threes in practice. I'm in the gym, and when the game comes, like, when the time comes in the game, like, obviously taking those shots. But again, just reading the defense. I think my coaches do a really good job of preparing me for that, watching film and seeing, like, what I could have did and stuff like that.
After tomorrow.